Shalom, this is Yehudit Goldfarb in Tzfat. I want to share with you the third path of healing that I'm working with. It's the third day of Kislev today, and what I've decided to do for sharing with you the whole alphabet in the first 22 days of Kislev. Show you how to do from Aleph to Tav in its basic form. And then I'll go into the Ten Sefirot and do them combined with the letters. And I'm combining, as I do the letters, I'm combining them with the Sefirah. Because the 32 paths of healing for me are the Hebrew letters and the 10 Sefirot. The 10 Sefirot represented by the Nikudot. There are 9 Nikudot, 9 vowel signs in Hebrew. The 10th is the empty space, which is Malchut, which is letting HaShem breathe me, so that I consider that the quiet, the silence is also one of the Nikudot. And so I have the way I'm doing it and teaching you is a new practice for me to some degree. And so there's a little bit of questioning and experimentation as I'm going, and I'll share that with you. I have had this question. This is how the Hebrew letter movements evolved with questions that I have. I have this question of how to move my letters with a combination with the vowel sounds in terms of which direction I move, which foot I start with to make my movement, right or left. And the Sefirot usually are mapped either as a single column or as a back and forth zigzag line on the Tree of Life. And there is a middle column for Keter, Tiferet, Yesod, and Malchut. And my question has been, which side do I start on, which do I end on, and how do I do this when it belongs in the center? So I've been experimenting with that. I did it a little bit differently for the Aleph than for the Bet, and now I finally found a reference for what's called the 5 Hasidim and the 5 Givurim, which I've heard before, but I hadn't thought about in this way. And that's dividing, it's based on Abraham's covenant of the pieces, where he has 3 animals that he divides and 2 animals that he does not divide when he does his covenant with HaShem. And the 2 animals that aren't divided are seen by some, I think it's in the Tikkun Zohar, that the upper one, the bird that's at the top, and the pigeon's at the bottom, and the dove is at the top. They're not divided, so that those represent Keter and the Tiferet, the center column, the top 2, and the bottom 2 represent the pigeon, which is Yesod and Malchut. So the way that this was suggesting has been a traditional way to see our 5 fingers divided into the 10 Sefirot and our toes into the 10 Sefirot is to make Keter and Tiferet on the right side as being part of the masculine letters, on the masculine side, the masculine Sefirot, which are Hesed, Netzach, there's Chachman, Hesed, and Netzach. And the lower 2, Yesod and Malchut, is going with the feminine Givurim, the strengths, the feminine strengths, and that would be Bina and Gevurah and Hod, along with Yesod and Malchut. So I'm going to try that one today as I'm showing you the Gimel and combined with the vowel sounds and shapes. This is what I started putting in for Bet, was adding the shapes to do them, and that also brings up the question of which side do I go to for each of those. I'm used to alternating sides, so I started doing double for each one, and what I've decided to try today is with the Gimel, it makes sense, the synthesis, Gimel is like the synthesis of Aleph and Bet, the 3, the value of 3, and so I'm going to try moving from right to left for Ketcher, and I've been doing that actually for taking the whole on of Sefirah on the right side. So moving, having the letter on the left and the Nikudot on the right for the top 2, and for the bottom 2 for Yesod and Malchut, starting with the letter on the right and moving to the left for the Nikudot, for the Sefirot, so that they are on the left side, the feminine side. We'll try it, and meanwhile the ones that are obviously on the right or the left, I'll do doubles. I'll do both the letter and the Nikudot on that side. This is my experiment. I'm going to try it with the Gimel. Let me show you the Gimel. Gimel is a kind of running forward. You put one foot forward and you bring your hands up so your fingertips are over your toes, and then the back toe turns over. I think you can see my feet, I hope so. My toe turns over and then it unrolls as I come back. So it comes forward and my knees are close to each other when I do that. It's like a running forward. Quite a ways forward, and you don't lean forward, but you move your weight forward. Gimel. Hasidim, it's often called, like the Gimel's running after the Dalit, the Dal, the poor person, to give them some tzedakah. It's a sense of movement in this one, very much. The Bet, let me show you again the Bet. It's very much like the house space that you're creating, very solid. The Aleph has movement too, but it includes so much. So all these different directions. It's this and it's a oneness. So it's a multiplicity and a oneness, both. All directions, and you come back to the oneness. So, and one of the other things I wanted to share was that each of the letters is a pathway between the Sefirot, and I do it according to the Ari system. There are several different systems, and I wasn't able to show you the Aleph until the Bet video, and then the Bet video got cut off, so I didn't show you that one. So I want to show you, hopefully I'll have time on this video to show those 3 pathways to you at the end. But first of all, I'm going to start with the Gimel as an exercise, combining it with the sounds and shapes of the Nikudot that go with each level. So I take it through my body, and that's how I think of the counting. I count with, Ketcher, Chokmah, Bina, Hesed, Kavura, Tiferet, Netzach, Hod, Yesod, and Malchut. I do it with my physical body inside of myself and externalize that as the sides. Let me show you. It's a lot of talking, but it's easier to understand, I think, by movement. So if I'm doing it facing you, I'm going to start on my left foot, which I usually do, moving forward for the Gimel itself, but I'm going to move to my right for Ketcher, the Kamatz, and the pronunciation of God. And then close. Chokmah's on the right, so I'm going to do a double right for Chokmah, starting on the right for Gimel, and moving to the right for the Patach. God. Then I'm going to go left for Bina, double left. Sefirah, gay. Right for Hesed, double right. Gay. Left for Gevurah, double. Gay. Now we have Tiferet, so I'm going to start right. I'm going to start with my left and move to my right. Gimel will be here, and then for the Nikudot, the Holam, I'm going to move to the right. Oh, go. And stay on the right for Netzach. Harik. Gee. Move to the left for the kibbutz for hold. Goo. And then for Yesod, I want to end up on the left, so I'm going to start right and move left for the shuruk. Ooh. And for Malchut, the same thing. Starting right, and I want to end up on the left for my silence of being breathed by HaShem. And then I'm going to close, take 2 breaths as a transition. Waiting for 2 breaths. And back up the ladder, ascending the ladder of the Tree of Life, and go starting with Malchut. So my right foot forward, and then over to left for the, waiting for the breath, receiving, being breathed. Silence. Then for Yesod, again, starting on the right, now pronouncing with the shuruk. Goo. And then the hold, which is also on the left. It's double left. The kibbutz. Goo. And on the right, Netzach. Gee. And then it's the Holam, which is, I want to end up on the right, so I'm going to start left. It's one of the center ones for Tiferet. Go. And then to the left for Gevurah, double left, with a Shvana. Okay. To the right for Hesed, with a Segol, double right. Yeah. Left for Bina, double. Yetzirah. Gay. Double right for Patak for Chachma. God. And for Keter, end on the right, so I'm going to start on the left for the kamots. Again, letting myself be breathed. Letting the energy come all the way through. And then sharing with you the pathway for the Gimel. I'll do the Gimel and I'll go back to the Aleph and Bet. The Gimel is the pathway between the Sefirah and Gevurah. So it's, what I do with this is, I'll start with going down, which would be the Sefirah, A, do a Gimel on the other side. And then Gevurah. It's coming down and going up. I'm going to start with Gevurah. Do the Gimel. So end with the Sefirah. A. It's the pathway. Go back over the Bet. The pathway is between Chokmah and Hesed. So a Bet would be, Chokmah is the the Betach, Bet, and then Hesed is the Segol. Going back up. And then the Aleph is between Hesed and Gevurah. So starting with a Segol for Hesed. Aleph. Oh, that's going, I'm sorry. Yes, and then Gevurah. Shvana. That's correct. And then Gevurah to Hesed going up. Aleph. And Segol. Other thing I was sharing with you was how to do the day of each day of the year. So the days for the third day of Kislev is the season is the Aleph, fall. The letter for the month of Kislev is the Samech. The day of the week, we're now in the fifth day, is one of the double letters. It's the Pei. And the day of the month is the Gimel, third day of the month. Okay, some of those are letters facing you and some are on the side. This time I'm going to do it again. Starting from the other side, I'm going to do the Aleph is the month, the season. The Samech is the day of the month. And I'll turn to the side so you can see. The Pei is the day of the week. And the Gimel is the day of the month. Those are the special letters for this day of the year. And I want to bless us that we be able to, with the Gimel, with a sense of movement, be able to synthesize what's come before and bring it forward in how we act in the world. And may it be, reaching out to give to another, to give to others, to give to ourselves when it's time to give to ourselves, to be in that mode for the Gimel, the moving forward on our spiritual development, on our projects in the world, how we manifest HaShem's energy in our particular way. May we all be blessed on this third day of Kislev, the day of Gimel. All blessings to you.